This is Power Grind Boxing, courtesy of Power Grind Sports. That's right, where we're dedicated to the great sport of boxing. I need you to subscribe right now for another jab of boxing news from around the world, commentary, and entertainment. And our focus right now is on honoring those of the past and the present who have made a great and positive contribution to this wonderful sport of boxing. This is Quick Jab, and oh my goodness, I'm going to be talking about Errol Spence Jr. That's right, because I'm telling you, woo, the news I think is getting ready to go international. I'm hearing it's a bidding war. Everybody is talking about this thing right here, and I'm massively excited. Now, listen, I want you to make sure that you subscribe right now, subscribe, like, comment, because I'm telling you, I'm going to be talking about Terrence Crawford as well, not during this episode of Quick Jab, but in the future. You got what I'm saying? Because I love these welterweights right now. This is a stacked up division, but right now, they playing King of the Hill right now. You got what I'm saying? And right now, we're going to be talking about Errol Spence Jr. I'm telling you, I think that he is one of the most phenomenal top stars in boxing right now, becoming a unified 147-pound world champion. He's a U.S. Olympian. I'm telling you, this southpaw is crazy. And what I like about Errol Spence is he listens to his father, he listens to his family, and he respects his family. You got what I'm saying? Like, there's not too many flaws that you can really poke into his armor, because he is an individual that, is family oriented. And how can you hate that? You got what I'm saying? Now, he's like any other human who's made mistakes, but as it applies to boxing, as it applies to his dedication to the family, come on, yo, you got to respect that right there. You know what I'm saying? And hey, it just is what it is. Do you feel me? Look, I think that Errol Spence Jr., from what I've read and done the research, is born in New York, right? But he moved to Texas when he was very, very young. Father from Jamaica or whatever, got family and people in everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like New York and Jamaica. Like, yo, that's crazy. But I think he is a DeSoto, Texas resident. You got what I'm saying? So Dallas is where he's from. You got what I'm saying? So he's a Texas boy. You got what I'm saying? And he holds a perfect record. Do you understand what I'm saying? And this guy, what I really like is that he's southpaw, which is a little different. And this dude packs a lot of power and consistently shows that he is okay with inflicting as much damage as you need to take. I'm telling you, this dude, he will pounce on you and then just start pummeling you until you are no more. You got what I'm saying? Now, I remember looking at Errol Spence against this guy named some Russian. You know what I'm saying? I forgot, man. Some Russian, and man, it was a very crazy. I think he was in the amateurs then, but it was a real crazy. It was just a crazy match. You got what I'm saying? Mad shouts out to Errol Spence. This dude is doing what he's supposed to do. Unified, and it's been a very, very long journey for Errol Spence Jr. He's had a lot of ups and downs, but he has consistently shown that his knockout ability, his professionalism is just unlike any other individual, especially in boxing. This is undeniable. He's built a very solid resume as it applies to the 147th pound division or the welterweight division. He's done a great job of just being a massively dominating champion. And that's not deniable. You know, I remember in 2014 when he fought Javier Castro, I was like, yeah, I think yeah, this guy's he's a problem. You know, he's really a problem. And I am so impressed when he went over to, I think, Sheffield, England, and he demolished Kell Brook for that IBF 147-pound title. You got what I'm saying? Now, I was so impressed. The reason why I was impressed is because it's rare that you go over to a man's home and dominate in that type of fashion. Now, everyone seemed to think that he would not dominate Kell Brook. But when I tell you this boy just, man, his dominance was just so really ridiculous. Oh, I remember when he ripped the face off of Chris Algieri. Man, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, this guy's really a problem. And I think Algeria, I don't know if he was coming off a win or a loss. I think he was coming off a win though. You know what I'm saying? I think he was coming off a win. You know, but I'm not certain. But bottom line is when I saw him rip the face off of Chris Algieri, and I saw him break the face of Kell Brook, I said, man, this is really ridiculous. You know what's crazy is it's rare that you'll see a fighter, right, fly overseas and dethrone a strong champion. Now it was like 30,000 Brits in that in that building. And in the 10th round, he broke Kell Brook's face. You understand what I'm saying? Now, Kell Brook already had the right side of his face broken before, and then Errol Spence broke the left side of his face. That was really ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Then we're going to push on because, you know, he had to snatch that belt off of Brooks. Then they was building everything up, right? Building and building and building. They was talking about how much of a dog Sean Porter is. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? Huh? Guess what happened? You want to talk about that? Huh? You don't want to talk about that? We should talk about Errol Spence and Ocampo. That's what we should talk about. This is one thing I thought about when I'm thinking about Errol Spence. Do you remember the boxing lesson that Errol Spence gave Lamont Peterson? Do you remember that? Do you remember that boxing lesson? Listen, man, Errol Spence is consistently showing individuals that he can box on the outside, he can bang on the inside. He is consistently showing individuals that he is a well-rounded fighter. Now, what I keep noticing, though, is that individuals keep throwing doubt on Errol Spence like he's not about that action. He consistently shows up and shows out. And you can't name a fighter that had him in trouble during the fight. You can't name a fighter that you can't. Now, when he fought Danny Garcia, right? He dominated, right? When he fought Sean Porter, he outdogged the dog. You understand what I'm saying? When he fought Garcia, what'd he do? He outboxed Garcia. Now, what was so sad is Sugar Ray Leonard, he gave the reason for picking Mikey Garcia over Errol Spence. He said, Mikey's Mikey. That's the reason that he gave for the to support that Mikey Garcia would outbox Errol Spence. But we saw, and everyone was saying, no, Errol Spence is going to be a weight bully. He's just going to bulldoze Mikey. But what did he do? He outboxed Mikey Garcia in an impeccable way, too. In a great way, great fashion, great skills were in display when he outboxed Mikey Garcia. Then with Sean Porter, what did they say? They said that Sean Porter was going to outdog Errol Spence. But what happened? Did he get outdogged? No, he didn't get outdogged. He outdogged the dog. And everybody who sees Sean Porter fight, they be like, woo, it's a very rough rumble and tumble. Now, one thing I will say about Sean Porter, he's always been a very, very durable fighter. Now, just because you're a durable fighter does not mean that you're a great fighter. And when I say great, I mean utilizing boxing techniques. Now, one of the things that people always talk when they speak Sean Porter is headbutting, dirty fight tactics. Those are some of the things that are always thrown in the ring when people speak about Sean Porter. They don't take away from his greatness, but that's what they always talk about. Because, it's been proven that, it's definitely difficult to fight with Sean Porter because he makes it a rough one. Now, I will say before Sean Porter retired, he fought someone that we know. And he didn't do nothing that we knew Sean Porter for doing. He wasn't like that animal in there. He wasn't the dog in there. It was as if he was about to retire or something. It seemed like he just took his foot off the gas and he was all emotional in the ring. He wasn't like any Sean Porter that we had ever saw his last fight. It was always peculiar when I was just thinking about his last fight. And I'm like, man, this guy, he looks very interesting. I've never seen him look this way, but he's looking like, yeah, you got what I'm saying? I'm trying to say a lot without saying a lot because I don't want to be negative, but it's a lot of negative things that pop up into my mind when I think about Sean Porter in his last fight. It's just like, man, what was that really Sean Porter right there? But anyway, I done beat that horse to death. Let me continue on giving Errol Spence his flowers. And I'm going to be giving Sean Porter his flowers, but that's going to be on another episode of Quick Jab. You got what I'm saying? So anyway, they said that Errol Spence wouldn't outdog the dog in Sean Porter, and he outdogged that dog, and he dropped. That's right. He dropped Sean Porter. And a lot of individuals will say that is what made Errol Spence win that fight. That was the deciding factor. That's what so many say. Although I don't agree, I think that Errol Spence was landing the most efficient and precise punches in that bout. But everyone who fights Sean Porter is just a grueling fight. He always makes it where you're going to earn your money. You got what I'm saying? Like, he is the worst individual to fight because he's just relentless. He throws punches. He got this awkward style. He pushes in and rushes in. And, now one thing I did like, he was turning Spence, but he just has a very awkward style. And fighting people who awkward, you just it just make you feel you just don't be comfortable. You got what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But with Danny Garcia, he dominated Mikey Garcia as well. He outboxed him. He outboxed Danny Swift Garcia, DSG. Now, he was coming off of this accident, but he made it look good. He made, even though, he was looking rusty, but he made DSG look like, yeah, he's good, but he's not Errol Spence level. You understand? So that's one thing that I really liked about that match. It's just that he just, and let me go back. I'll go back to Mikey too. I really liked the fact that Mikey Garcia at that point in time, he had a great resume, right? And everybody was talking about how impressive he looked and how, his boxing skills and his boxing IQ was so up to par. And then I want to say March 16, 2019, Errol Spence got in there and he made an unbeaten 4-division world champion look like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a great sight to see. Errol Spence is really the truth. Nobody is undeniable. And when he speaks about other fighters, he never sound like he's bitter. He never sound like he's salty. He never sound like a hater. You got what I'm saying? Now, a lot of times, your favorite boxer, you probably can't say that about your favorite boxer because these dudes be sounding like haters. They be sounding like salty. You got what I'm saying? They be sounding like super salty. But like I said, when Errol Spence outboxed Mikey Garcia, it was a unanimous decision. He won just by, oh gosh, man. It was like complete shutout. It's like he pitched it's like he fought a perfect fight. You got what I'm saying? He made it where you could see the distance in levels. You could see that, hey, Mikey, yes, he's a 7, but Errol Spence is a 12. You understand what I'm saying? It was just so far. It just was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he threw over 1,000 punches. I think. I'm not certain, though. You know what I'm saying? But I think he threw over 1,000 punches. I know that he outlanded Mikey Garcia by over 300 punches. That's what I do know. You know what I'm saying? So it was just really so one-sided that nobody could say, you know what? I think Mikey got that. You got what I'm saying? Even with Danny Garcia, you couldn't say, you know what? Hey, yeah, I think Danny got that. No. You know what I'm saying? Now, when he fought Porter, people, they had it close, right? But what I will say is that the welterweight division is so stacked that how everybody is close. Everybody, in my opinion, is so stacked that everybody can beat everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how stacked I think that this division is. I think everyone can defeat each other. It's just what I think. You know what I'm saying? And I'm entitled to have that opinion. You got what I'm saying? But, when he went against Showtime Sean Porter, it was highly anticipated, and then, he was doing that unification. I'm telling you, it was in Las Vegas. They was in the Staples Center. It was just, and then, it was just the hoopla behind it was just so, because it was like it was going to be a war. Everybody knew it was going to be a war. And it was like, I want to say it was like 18,000 people at the arena. It was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? It just really was crazy. I enjoyed watching it and just seeing Errol Spence do what he did to Sean Porter. I was just blown away. You know what I'm saying? that's what I was very happy about that. You got what I'm saying? He keeps showing that, like I said, he's just levels above the competition. Now, one thing I will say about Porter, though, is that he ain't fold up like a paper envelope. You got what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because he still hit him with that counter left hand. And did that glove hit the look when Porter hit the canvas? Man, he was so mad. You know what I'm saying? He was like, come on, bring it on. Hey, man, the round is, you already lost unless you're going to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? But it just was a great fight. You know, it's just undeniable. It was a great fight. One of the things I will say, moving past Sean Porter to your Dennis Ugas, even though I thought your Dennis Ugas, I thought he beat Sean Porter as well. I thought he won. You know what I'm saying? I just thought he looked better. You know, on every level I thought Ugas won. You know what I'm saying? I thought he had edged it out, but you know, he didn't. And you know, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, Ugas, Errol Spence, it had to go down, you know, and it was just crazy how one of the things that Errol Spence gets criticized for is not fighting Keith Thurman. Everybody keep, you know, it's one of his criticisms, you know what I'm saying? Everybody like, yo, he ain't fight Keith Thurman, he ain't fight Keith Thurman. Yo, he don't need to fight Keith Thurman. I hope that he does not fight Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman really made me angry because Keith Thurman, he was the man. And instead of giving the young guy a chance, what he did is he decided to avoid Errol Spence. He was talking like Errol Spence wasn't even a fighter. Oh, I ain't never heard of him. And then, you know, oh, yeah, I heard of him. Oh, that kid is doing good. Man, I hope Errol Spence never give Keith Thurman a shot at the title. I just don't want it to happen because people like Thurman, but Thurman is a good boxer, but people like Thurman, when they get that title, they mess everything up. They mess everything up because they not willing to fight the best. They not willing to put it on the line. It's easy to say, yo, I ain't afraid to let my O go. But yeah, he was supposed to fight Errol Spence when Errol Spence was calling him out, but he didn't because he understood the time and what could happen. You got what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. Now, Errol Spence get a lot of criticism because he made some bad decisions. He made a bad decision because, you know, he wasn't focused on fighting like he should have been focused on fighting. He took some sips, he took some drinks, and he decided to get into a vehicle. And then, although he didn't hurt anyone besides himself, he got into a horrific car accident where everybody thought he was going to die. Especially when they saw that car flipping, they thought he was going to die, including myself. Now, he gets a lot of criticism because, you know, he made that decision. That's a bad decision. So a real fucked up decision that Errol Spence made. You got what I'm saying? Now, I don't judge a man in his decisions, especially when those decisions didn't affect and harm other individuals beside himself. But and the controversy is always, but it could have happened. He could have hurt other people. Yes, you're right. He could have, but he didn't. So we're not going to talk about what could have happened. We're going to talk about what actually did happen. And he didn't. He hurt himself. You got me? And then he bounced back like the rubber band man, and now we're going to keep it pushing. You understand? It was a serious single car accident. Thrown from the vehicle. And who would have thought being thrown from a vehicle would save your life? But I keep hearing that if he had a seatbelt on, he would have died. Now, isn't that crazy? Now, that accident gave him time to kind of find himself and kind of say, you know what? I need to focus on my family. I need to focus on, you know, things that really matter. Because, man, nothing is promised. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I really like about the fact that Errol Spence, he learned. He learned, and then he started implementing a plan to really put himself in a great position. How can you hate that right there? You know what I'm saying? How can you hate right there? You know what I'm saying? But Errol Spence right now, he's a household name, and he's shown that he's here for a reason. I do believe that he is the big fish, you know what I'm saying, in the welterweight division. And, you know, that's just how it is. So he had to get that IBF strap off of Yordenis Ugas, right? And at that point in time, you know, Yordenis Ugas, you know, he had just dominated and capitalized on a great opportunity by defeating Manny Pacquiao. I really enjoyed that bout as well. I love that match. I like the fact that they didn't cheat Yordenis Ugas. You know what I'm saying? He won that belt. And then him and Errol Spence had to get it on. And I think it was like 40,000 people in there. Oh my God. And what's crazy is Errol Spence, he had to overcome, I'm gonna call it some hardships. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if you box, but sometimes when you are boxing, you get this, I'm gonna call it like a laser focus, right? You get a laser focus. And sometimes when you're focusing on something and something gets in the way of what you're focused on, your mind automatically starts trying to focus on something. So Yordenis Ugas, right? He, I think it was in the 6th round, he knocked the mouthpiece out of Errol Spence's mouth with an uppercut, right? So when he hit Errol Spence, his mouthpiece went flying out. And Errol Spence, he had the 1,000-yard stare. But his eye shifted from Ugas to the mouthpiece. You know what I'm saying? Now, I heard with my own ear, I hear with my little ear, I heard the referee say stop. Now, some people say that he did say stop. But, you know, if you go back and you play, you'll hear that he did say stop. But anyway, says stop. Errol Spence followed the mouthpiece with his eye. Yordenis Ugas, bang, bang, hit him. You know what I'm saying? It sent Errol Spence into the ropes. And it was the first time that people had kind of saw Errol Spence vulnerable. You got what I'm saying? But now, to me, he wasn't vulnerable because when he got hit, went into the ropes, then he was like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? I thought it looked like he thought the referee said stop, which he did. And then he got back to business like he was not hurt. You got what I'm saying? It knocked him off balance, but then he jumped back into fighting posture because you could see that he was not in a fighting posture when he was following the mouthpiece. You could just instantly see it. It was common sense to any person that knows boxing and knows a fighting stance. He got knocked off balance because he was not paying attention to the shot. That's just how it works in boxing. If you're not paying attention to the focal point, then guess what? You gonna get knocked off balance. You got what I'm saying? So, you know, bottom line is the referee did call a stop to that contest. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, people keep being so, they hung up on that. But this is what we can't do. We can't say that he didn't break Ugas' faces. That's what we can't do. He took Yordenis Ugas and he broke Yordenis Ugas' face the same way he went to Sheffield, England and broke Kell Brook's face. Do you understand what I'm saying? He breaking faces. I have never seen any other fighter breaking faces in this 147 division right now. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't understand the doubt of this champion. His heart is undeniable, man. It's undeniable. You got what I'm saying? That's just how it is, and just it kills me that people act like fighters are not supposed to go through trials and tribulations. Man, you get tested. And hey, if you pass those tests, then guess what? Things might work out in your favor. And it's been proven with Errol Spence. You got what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. So, man, shouts out to your Dinas Ugas. Man, shouts out to Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Ocampo, Algieri. I think those are the individuals that I hit in this. Man, shouts out to Keith Thurman too. You got what I'm saying? I ain't no Keith Thurman hater. You know what I'm saying? Man, shouts out to Derek James, one of the best trainers that ever to grace the game. And hey, man, he's doing a good job helping people stay focused. You got what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, man, Errol Spence Jr. He that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really that dude. People can say what they want to say, but the bottom line is this guy loves boxing. He's been a great asset to the sport of boxing. He is really dedicated himself to the sport of boxing. And if he defeats his next champion and becomes the undisputed at 147, man, it's gonna be crazy. Then, of course, he's gonna leave 147. He's gonna move up. I think he might take a rematch. You know what I'm saying? But I know he's gonna move up and he's gonna dominate as well. You got what I'm saying? Because hey, it just is what it is. And if he loses, then he's still gonna dominate at the 147. Like, it kills me right now that we're living in a time where people who are casual boxing fans act as if people can't lose. Yo, people lose in boxing. It's okay. You got what I'm saying? It's okay. Stop with the narrative that people can't lose, and people just doing too much right now. You got what I'm saying? But I just got on to talk about Errol Spence and some of the fights that he been in and just try to give him his roses, because I'm telling you, win, lose, or draw, this guy is still a champion. He is still going to be in the heart of real boxing fans. He has really done what nobody else is willing to do. And he makes boxing look good. He is the type of fighter that is good for boxing. You don't never see him talking all crazy and negative about people and just doing way too much. He keep it boxing. And that's what people are not doing. They not keeping it boxing. Boxing is not the streets. You cannot pull a ratchet out and you can't back a ratchet out and shoot somebody in boxing. That's not how it works. Boxing is not the streets. He keeps it really professional. He does a great job for his media workouts and his media tour, his promotion and marketing and building the fights. I think he do an excellent job. He's just a great champion overall. So mad shouts out to Errol Spence. I like what he's doing as a champion. I like how he takes care of his family. He seemed to be a loyal individual. He is like somebody that I wish I knew. Like, he just seemed like that cool. You got what I'm saying? And that respectable. You got what I'm saying? Now, like I said, there are no fighters who are without blemish. So his only blemish is that he was drinking and he made a bad decision. And he learned from that. And that's what the world need to do. They need to learn from individuals who make bad decisions, especially bad decisions where they've only harmed themselves. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is. But look, man, shouts out to Errol Spence. I wish him all the luck on the earth. If he wins, he wins. If he doesn't, he doesn't. He's still a great champion. And even if he loses, he'll be champion again, because he's just that good. That's just how it is. So, man, shouts out to all the 147 pounders right now, because I'm telling you, this welterweight division is a great division. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I think I've beat this horse to death. I don't even know how long I've been talking, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But look, this is Power Grind Boxing, courtesy of Power Grind Sports, talking about the biggest names in sports entertainment. Hey, you know what? I'm out of here, man. So stay focused, stay safe, support the hood for real. Peace.